Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about who a community support worker is. This question has been asked a lot to me from my students who are pursuing Diploma of Community Services, and they often wonder who exactly is a community support worker, what are his duties, and what is this role about. So let's understand this a little better. Before I begin, I want to clarify one thing right away, that being a personal care assistant PCA is not same as being a community support worker. There is a huge difference about the role, duties and responsibilities. And similarly, being a social worker is also not similar as being a community worker. There is a huge difference about job scope and scope of practice in both roles. So community worker is not a social worker and community worker is definitely not a PCA. So the question remains unanswered. Who exactly is a community support worker? A community support worker is a professional who supports to help achieve the goals of any community members. Now, who is this community? To go precisely, community is a group of members who are coming together for a common purpose. These are a group of people who have shared vision, common goals, and probably a shared problem as well. A community support professional would help these people achieving their goals. Now, how do they do that? A community support worker would first begin by assessing and identifying the needs of this group. And this would require gathering a lot of information about this issue. That means delving deep and going into the root cause of the problem. After the assessment of the needs of this group, this community support worker is now going to link these community members with different support services. These support services could be any, depending upon what are the needs of community group. For example, a community could be a group of women who are trying to find employment. Now, as a community support worker, you would then be understanding what's the need of this community, which means finding employment, and what are the strengths of these community members. And then by understanding that, you would then link them to different employment agencies. This is how a community support worker would act as a liaison between the individuals, communities, and different support services and link these people to these support services in order to achieve a holistic care for them. So the main duties that a community support worker would be doing is assessment of needs, gathering a lot of information by the clients, that means by the communities and for the communities, and then linking these people to different support groups. This would also require a lot of case management and developing service programs. So this also adds on to the duties of community support worker. Now, I will give you an example of a community support worker role which I come across on Seek and is advertised by the Salvation Army. Alright, let's take an example. Here's a community support worker role which is advertised by the Salvation Army. I think it was 28 days ago, as written here. Let's have a look at the role and responsibilities. So as you read about the role here, it tells you who is the community here. If you read the first two lines, it says the community support worker is a part of a multidisciplinary team at Flagstaff and the open door that provides accommodation, support, and assertive engagement for males experiencing homelessness. So you can tell that here the community refers to all the men coming together who have similar issue, and the issue is homelessness. The community support worker welcomes the client into a community of support characterized by genuine acceptance, compassion, and care. In this role, you would be reporting to the team leader. To be successful in this role, you need to have these top 3 bullet point duties. Ensure the needs of the client are met, provide activities, support for residents to strengthen capacity for meaningful engagements, increase independent living skills, participation and social cooperation, and foster a culture of service delivery that is client-centered, strength-based, and trauma-informed. It definitely needs a territory qualification in either social work or community service or any related field. You would require a Victorian employee working with children check. Then it talks about what they offer and talks about the organization, how you have to apply. But this is just an example for you to understand what sort of duties there might be for a community support worker. Now, this was a quick information about who a community support worker is. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please consider giving a thumbs up to this video and also share it with your friends who may find it useful. Also consider subscribing to my channel if you want to watch more such content. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one.